Hey guys, this is Anon with first look and kind of my thoughts on the new Russian tank destroyer, the SU-122-54. I skipped up to the tier 9. Usually with the new lines I skip up a bit and then I go back and play the other ones a little bit more slowly. I know it's weird, but I just kind of enjoy doing it in that path. Partially just because I like some of the high tiers. So I've been running this tank a lot the last few days to kind of get a feel for it, and it is a lot of fun to drive. I'm kind of calling it the Swiss Army knife of tank destroyers because it fills a lot of roles really, really well. It feels a lot like the Jagdpanther 2 in the German TD line, where it's got a lot of mobility and has a little bit of brawlability too, which this one actually has a lot more brawling chances, I think, than the Jagdpanther, because it actually has some pretty troll armor. I tend to bounce quite a bit off of it. I don't necessarily count on it, but it's a nice bonus. So I chose this game because it has a little bit of everything going on in it. We're on Canal, and I set up in a kind of typical sniping position. I wouldn't call this tank necessarily the best sniper ever, but it does have some nice accuracy and does a pretty good job with it. So I'm just kind of watching to see where the battle unfolds this way first, and then I will move from there. So I'm just kind of peeking around in the minimap and seeing they're popping up literally every kind of direction on us, and decide to take some shots on this Conqueror, which works really well. You can see that it hits nice and true. This tank really, it just doesn't necessarily excel in one thing flawlessly. But does a lot of things really, really well. The mobility on it is pretty fantastic, and yeah, I mean, it's still a Russian gun, so it will troll you every once in a while, which you'll see in this battle. But it also connects really well. It's got really nice penetration, and so it really tends to go through just about everything. Pop Adrenaline on this T-54 sitting up here. Now that it's only 15 seconds, I tend to use it a little bit differently, but I was hoping to get rid of him. That didn't work, so I'm just switching targets here really quickly. That nice DPM, it will really kind of bring hell on some of these tanks. So the Panther 2 pops up, and there the shell sings high and left, and it's funny. I get trolled. This is like the perfect example of getting trolled by a gun right here in 2 or 3 shots in a row. And another one, no clue where that went. I've been having a few ghost shells lately. And also the camo ability. I haven't been I did get spotted, I think, at one point, but in a lot of battles I have, it really does stay hidden nicely. So I decided to come charging out in on this Panther 2 because it does really, really brawl nicely. Took a little bit of damage there, no big deal. I'm just kind of dancing around. The traverse speed really lets it move in and out, and I can work and use that dead tank to protect me in a lot of ways and just work for a shot. There's another one. It might have bounced the dead tank, but I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of ghost shell thing going on right now. So take him out and decide to go ahead and engage the IS-6. I'm not afraid to work one-on-one. I found that if you're in a one-on-one situation, there's actually not a lot of tanks you can't kill in this, just because it does have the great DPM, it has enough armor to troll, and you really can't be circled. The traverse speed is so fantastic. I've killed several Object 140s one-on-one. So the Jagdtiger pops up, take a nice quick snapshot, and I'm able to get rid of him. Working angles and hit the cheeks right here. Again, the penetration is really pretty fantastic on it. I know I'm pretty much alone on this side of the map, so I'm not worried about it. Just going to keep working on him, trying to bait a shot a little bit. When I see him juke out, it lets me swing all the way back around him, traverse in, and put a shell in before he can get his turret around. That's just fantastic. There's not a lot of tank destroyers that can do it. I feel like this class of tank destroyer is kind of in its own, where also with that Jagdpanzer 2 that I talked about, it's a tank destroyer that plays more like a turretless medium, and those are the kind I enjoy. I don't personally enjoy the incredibly slow big alpha guns. There's some exceptions to that rule, of course, but these that move really quickly, I think, are a lot more fun to drive and have a bigger role in the gameplay and the metas of Blitz. So I just kind of let it run here so we can see the end of it, but I'm not doing a whole lot more at this point. I knew where the Conqueror was, so decided to book across and try and get a shot in on him. Obviously that shell missed, but no big deal. Just working up, hoping to get the kill shot for a Top Gun. Doesn't really happen, but that's okay. You can still see the kind of relocation speed of this tank, and it does a good job. So obviously the bar for ace tanker is pretty low on this, so I think I have probably 10 of them. This is a little bit higher damage version of the ace, but I think I aced one at under 3,000 damage or something the first day. So, alright, so we're going to switch over to Himmelsdorf, and this is to show a little bit, a couple different qualities of this tank again, and its versatility. I'm going to start by going kind of the heavy direction, because our team is very much heavy based, and being in a tier 10 battle, there's way too many mediums that I could possibly run into on rails. If I thought there was one, honestly, I wouldn't be afraid to go at them, because, like I said, one-on-one, it can win most of the time. Looks like I had a little bit of lag issue. And I also apologize that my video is a little off. It's dropped into the left. Apparently something happened with my recorder for an entire day. That all my video was recorded like this. I'm not really sure what happened to it. So we'll just have to kind of suffer through together. It's kind of funky, but it's fixed now. So anyway, I'm setting up to snipe because we had a tank push up really nice and be able to spot, and so we can instantly start shooting. I'm honestly thinking I'm going to have to roll back because their mediums are pushing up so far, but I am not spotted at any point through this exchange. I just keep shooting. Obviously some really nice camo values working here. I am using provisions to boost the crew skills, but still, you can also see the nice accuracy here and the pen. Like, I'm looking at so much gray, and almost every shot is flying true. With that DPM, I'm just kind of farming at this point without a whole lot of struggle whatsoever. So it's just, it's a really, really nice tank destroyer. So now I'm going to have to start thinking about relocate because those mediums aren't popping out. I'm hoping they roll forward, but our IS-4 is actually doing a really good job and keeping them pinned down so they don't have a reason to push. So I decided to flip and push this flank a little bit. I can see on the minimap that the E-100 is trying to actually circle around behind us, so we've got a couple tanks that are starting to relocate and work on him a little bit. And so I decided to help as well, especially because that Pershing's probably going to go. I see the IS-8, but I'd rather get rid of the big gun of the E-100. So I think I take a shot here actually from the IS-8 at some point, but it's worth exchange. Yeah, there it is right there. But now the E-100 is going to burn and be done, so I can continue to charge forward and push on this IS-8 that is trying to get away a little bit now and work on the E-4. This tank really can switch targets very, very quickly, which is something I like about it. That good traverse speed. You can go from shooting one tank to another tank extremely quickly. You can oscillate back and forth and bounce quite a few shells as they bounce off your mantlet and some of the funky angles that you have. It just does a good job, and it just racks up damage so quickly. There's a lot of sneaky games. So again, another nice game. Actually didn't feel like, besides that for sniping, that I was doing a whole lot. But as you'll be able to see from the score screen, it really added up quickly. It's just a premier support tank that also has the ability to brawl. Very, very versatile. So like I said, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm going to switch into some shorter kind of game sections just to show some highlights. So I jump over to this battle just because you can see how aggressive this tank can be played. Instantly looking straight at an E4 and a Centurion 7. 2 shots to dispatch the E4, pushing right forward without stopping at all into this Centurion 7. Wanted to make sure he wasn't going to go away or run away, flipping around to now having shots on other tanks. And you can just see, I mean, I can re-engage just as fast as this T-54 that's sitting next to me, and because of the angles and the DPM, I'm not afraid to charge forward because I can outshoot most tanks, certainly most mediums. And I don't really have much fear of being circled. I don't think I've ever been circled of death in this tank because I can traverse so much faster, and especially now that you have the ability to carry 2 repair kits if you want to, which I tend to do in stuff that you really don't want to be tracked in. You can see there I rolled back and bounced the shell off the Panther II. I mean, a lower tier medium really has absolutely no chance against this tank whatsoever. I can charge straight forward with almost no fear whatsoever. And then again, now moving on to the Leopard. the Leopard prototype that I was engaged with earlier. He's clearly had enough of me and is starting to back out, and push our IS-7. Put that gun down. It shoots well on the move. And flip back around because now I want to work on this IS-7, and it also keeps me from being able to take shots from the E-100 as he rolls around if he tries to change his mind. Nice shell into him. Push forward just to make sure I'm at good angles, and again relocate. I don't know how many tanks that was that I've just fought in the last 45 seconds to a minute, but it was a pretty incredible amount of just switching targets. Not a lot of tanks can do that. Now going to pop over. You're learning a lot of different tactics to kind of shoot and run on the moves. This kind of side swipe move I've been taking at heavies, just like that. Just kind of swing wide, turn, shoot, and then move on so you don't have to lose speed. And then right on with the ram. Not something I'm going to do very often, but in that situation, and with some of our credit earning, I decided to save the shell, and then again relocate right on to the T-28. Just impressive how it can move around. Also been really happy with the accuracy in pen, so I decided to show a little bit of this engagement. Popping up, get an easy shot into the cheek of the E-75, switch to heat as he moves, and it has no problem going through anything on him right there. It's just gonna just scream through. I have a lot of options to kind of rotate and oscillate here so I can hide. It's got a nice low profile. Take a little bit of shots from him, but I'm also dispatching a full health heavy that could be a problem later. And then the wonderful, wonderful brawling ability, the Centurion 7 decides to push me, shoot him on the way up, and instantly you just kind of traverse and make sure that gun stays focused on his side, and you are going to bounce some of it in the same process. He even pops adrenaline, but just has absolutely no chance against the DPM and the traversability of this tank. Can roll back, bounce another shot, and finish him off from full health in almost no time whatsoever. And again, on to that, the accuracy and the versatility. So I pop up on Castilla to start in a sniping position, because I also know that I'm going to be able to relocate and help the team if I need to. Quick shot on the Type 59. Now they have a VK, B pushing up, shot into his side as he continues moving, another shot into his side, and this whole time again not being spotted because of some nice camo work as well. Anyway, so I hope this video has been helpful and that you're enjoying this new Russian line. I'm looking forward to getting the Object 263 here at some point. I haven't decided if I'm going to grind 100% or push forward, but I'm sure I'll do a review once we get to that point. Happy tanking.